All right. Hello, everybody. How you doing? What's up, Brad? Hey, Ryan. Good to see you. Hey, Clay. Lots of familiar faces. Oh, I got to open this up a little bit. I can only see a few of you. How are you all doing? Welcome to the Smart Marketer Show. Everybody having a good day? Molly Pittman here. So grateful for you guys to be here. This is episode 5, so the 5th month of the Smart Marketer Show. We do have replays of all the previous shows that we can put into the chat if you need to get caught up. I miss you guys the last few months. So unfortunately, my dad passed away and I took some time off of work. So as most of you noticed, the amazing Smart Marketer team hopped in. Ben Bennett, our creative director, delivered an amazing episode on what's working now with ad creative. Last month, you had Ezra Firestone and John Grimshaw doing a Q&A. And today, the hot topic of the industry, we are covering AI, and specifically an AI playbook that all of you can use in your D2C brands. And for today's episode, I have Pep Hufen, one of my dear friends. He runs the agency part of Smart Marketer. He is someone that I actually met about 6 or 7 years ago when I was visiting Amsterdam and ended up staying for 2 years. Sometimes it happens, guys. Pep and I engaged on Instagram. He thought I was there for a marketing event. I was just there for fun. We ended up getting coffee and built a friendship. And now he's one of my dearest friends and business partners here at Smart Marketer. Pep is also the leader in our company when it comes to AI. He's the one that is thinking about this every moment possible. He's building Ezra bots, Molly bots. He's keeping all of us updated on what this means for the future of our industry. So he is going to be giving lots of fun resources. This is not just education, stuff that you can actually use here in this episode in your business, in your career. Pep, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Molly, I'm doing well.
The
Thank you.
Dutch
Thank you for
danger.
the Exactly. I am Dutch, but I live in Portugal right now. And the thing that Molly actually forgot to tell about how we met is that before Molly and I got coffee, we were talking on Instagram already, but she actually rented an office in the same office building that I was renting an office in without knowing it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that's how our friendship kicked off.
Yes, Pep. And the best detail of that, actually, guys, that is similar to this topic, when I went to the website for that co-working space,
Yes.
and this was 6 years ago, there was a mini chat bot on the website. And I thought, oh, I need to rent office space here. Like, these are my people. Someone has built an automated bot for this co-working space. And then come to find out, of course, it was Pep who built the bot. So
That was so funny.
definitely meant to be.
Yeah, that's true. No, I
But
appreciate it, Molly.
great to see all of you all. Keep the comments coming. Thank you about my dad. He was the best. So it's definitely been difficult, but it's fun to be back in action here. I was off work for 6 weeks, and it was like 6 years in the internet world, just even logging on to Smart Marketer Slack and seeing everything that had happened in the industry with our clients, with our students, in our mastermind. I was like, wow, Molly, no wonder your brain hurts most of the time. There's a lot of information here to consume. There's a lot that happens in our market every single day. So good to see you, Justin. Long time no see. But yeah, keep those comments going. I will be in the chat box and really the host of this episode while Pep drops his knowledge. Let us know if you have questions, comments, or just want to chat here in the chat box. So Pep, I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Let's do it. So I don't know who Daniel is, but he's in our slide deck. I see like a random cursor with Daniel popping up. Daniel, stay out of my slide deck, man.
Do we have, I think we have a Daniel on our team now, Pep. It might be an internal
Well,
person.
that's true, but he's on the Google Ads side, so that would be odd. But okay, let's see if Daniel doesn't messes up my slides while being live. Cool. So today, I'm going to be talking about AI, and I'm mostly specifically how can you use AI in your business? Because the problem with AI, I think, is that it is a bit of a buzzword. Like, is this a bubble? How can we actually use it? And today, I want to make sure that at the end of the show, you can actually start using AI for your business so that you save a ton of time. Right. So that's the goal here. And another goal is for some people, you're a bit scared of AI to be like, like, am I still going to be able to provide value with AI coming in and automating all of these things? And I think the key for that is start using it every single day so that we're getting accustomed to it, but also that we're ahead of some people that are not using AI yet. Because whether we like it or not, AI is here to stay. And it's probably going to be the biggest technological revolution humankind has ever been through. The adoption curve is much faster than the adoption curve of the internet. So this thing is coming, it's here, and it's coming fast. And the best thing that we can do is see if we can use it day to day and see if we can have it impact our business and hopefully also enjoy it. So today's episode is for you to take that step so that it actually becomes practical instead of a buzzword. So, Paul, how often are you using AI? So let us know in the chat how often you're using AI right now. Is it every day? Is it a few times a week? Is it occasionally? Is it rarely, or not at all? Fun fact: I'm probably using AI almost every single hour. Like I work with ChatGPT like a conversation partner. If I'm making decisions about topics that I do not understand, I talk with ChatGPT. It's not a search tool for me. It's a conversation partner. It's a mentor because ChatGPT right now, with the newest updates, has an IQ of 155 on any topic possible. Reference: Albert Einstein had an IQ of 160. So it's very close. But ChatGPT has that on every topic possible in the world. So you want to leverage that. You want to use that. So I'm using it every single hour, I would say, and not just as a search tool, but as a conversation partner, as a mentor on specific topics. So I see most people are using already every day.
Yeah, 76%. That's great. Derek says Shopify's Sidekick bot is phenomenal. Nathan says largely custom GPTs I've made. Uh, Marcella says I can't live without ChatGPT now.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's very good to see that most of you guys are already using it every single day. That's certainly the best thing to do. So, who am I? So, officially, I'm the CEO of Smart Marketer Agency. I'm business partners with Molly, John, and Ezra, for which I'm very grateful. And I manage about 30 million a year in ad spend across different industries, which is pretty awesome if you think about that. Smart Marketer Agency only launched about 3 years ago. And an unexpected fact about me is that I actually really enjoy singing. So I have a SoundCloud with a bunch of songs, and I've actually recorded a bunch of songs. And the reason I use SoundCloud is because it was free. And I started with doing that like 10, 12 years ago, and I was super broke. So you had to pay to upload your songs at certain things. And I didn't want to shoot video. So I just uploaded it on SoundCloud. And it's pretty fun because I now have like, I don't know, like 10, 15 songs on SoundCloud, which actually is pretty fun. I do have an 18-month-old right now. So next to working out, social, I don't have that much time to make music. At some point, it will come back again. But making music is absolutely a passion.
All right,
Thank you.
Pep. So it's Smart Marketer Live, our event in October. We need you to sing a marketing related song. So you have a heads up now. It's like writing a script
Listen,
for an ad.
like hire me for a singing gig is very expensive. I will invoice that from separate my smart marketer role.
Perfect. Marcella said you sang in TMTP when I took it several years ago, and you have a beautiful voice. Oh my
Oh,
God,
that's so
forgot
funny.
about that. I love it. Justin said, please keep making music, brother. Nathan said, just use AI to write it for you, Pep. So, okay, to be determined. You guys have to come to Denver to Smart Marketer Live to see how this turns out.
All right. So at the end of the show, we're also gonna answer some questions. So if you want to have some questions answered, please stay on. And we're also going to show you guys, for the first time, we're taking this public in the sense of we have trialed this new tool that we developed a bit in Mentor Table, which is our mastermind. But for the first time, we're actually also really going to push it outside of a paywall, I would say. So that's pretty cool. And it's called Smart Marketer AI. And my objective was, how can we create something that you guys can use every single day in your business without adding an additional software tool to your stack that you already have? And 70 to 80% of people who are using AI are using ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the third most downloaded app in the world right now, right? So like we're talking like ahead of things is like WhatsApp. ChatGPT users base grew from 400 million to 800 million from February to March this year. It is by far the most adopted LLM, large language model, right now. So what we developed here is basically direct response marketing prompts that you can use in ChatGPT to actually get the right output that you need in your business, because probably almost every one of you guys is already working in ChatGPT. So we're going to give you guys access to that today. Okay, what are we going to cover today? So how can you use AI to save hours of research? We're going to look at something that literally would take hours and hours, and Molly used to teach this in her trainings and how to do this research. How can we have AI do that for us? Then how are we going to write copy with AI, but actually copy that sounds like us? Because you probably all have seen or have read copy that you're like, hi, you wrote this with ChatGPT, buddy. How can we avoid that, right? That's something that we're going to cover today as well. And I'm going to give you the exact prompt to create 15 high converting marketing hooks in just 10 minutes. The key with using ChatGPT and being effective with it is that the quality of input is the quality of output. So making sure that you have the right prompt, which is actually the hardest part, which we're going to give to you guys for free, is the best way to actually get high quality output. And then we're also going to hop into Meta's AI, because Meta is shifting more towards AI generation. And that's not just like your campaign setup, but it's also how your ad copy, your creatives are generated. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but Mark Zuckerberg recently did an interview with Stripe. Stripe, obviously the biggest payment processor probably in the world right now. And he was talking about there how he wants Meta basically being able to generate hundreds and hundreds of ad copy variations and creative variations for you without you having to do anything. Now, they're not there yet, but that is the vision of Meta. And we're going to use that today. We're going to write copy with ChatGPT based on the research, and then we're going to have Meta AI create variations of that. And I'm also going to talk a bit about what Meta AI is actually pretty good at right now and what it is not too good at yet.
Yeah, Pep, I was served a post today, this morning that said Meta ads will be fully automated through AI by 2026. And I giggled a little bit. I think that's true in a lot of ways. I don't think that will ever fully be possible. And it just leaves so much opportunity for people like us that are willing to dive into the high level strategy. But I screenshotted that to send it to you. So it's funny you brought that up.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like Meta will be able to do a lot of things with AI, but a lot of things it's not able to do because it doesn't have the full context, right? And we're going to talk about that today as well.
Yeah, we're also laughing in the chat, Pep, about it's so obvious when someone's using AI when you see a lot of the double dashes. I'm like, why are there so many dashes?
Yes,
Sheena
yes.
said that she told ChatGPT no more dashes.
Yeah, you can actually put that in your settings in your accounts to not use the dashes, and then your output won't have the dashes actually anymore. Um,
All right, y'all. So the next part of the Smart Marketer Show is this first segment called Numbers Don't Lie. This is where we cover a piece of data related to the topic and what that means for you.
so for the first time in 22 years, Google searches are down. Now, specifically on Apple Safari, Google searches are down, guys. That means that the adoption of Google is actually slowing down. Now, guess where actually that traffic is going to? It is actually going to LLMs, right? And then specifically ChatGPT. So people are using whatever they would have put in Google before, and are slowly starting to shift towards AI. Now, this will take a couple of years, in my opinion, before the search volume will really be mostly on something like ChatGPT or LLMs in general. But it is happening right now, and this is a trend, and this is not slowing down. I actually personally think that Google's business model might be in a bit of trouble, because the majority of the revenue generated by Google is generated by ads, right? So if search volume is going down, probably revenue will go down as well. And I think that Google was fairly late compared to, for example, OpenAI with their positioning of their AI tool. I think that ChatGPT already has such a strong market position that they'll be the market leader. And the reason for that is now ChatGPT actually remembers your chat history. So it won't give you like generic advice. It won't give you like random advice. It will actually give you advice based on the context of the conversations you have already had with ChatGPT in the past. So, for example, a fun thing that you could do is like open up a new chat with ChatGPT and ask it, based on everything you know of me, what are my blind spots? And see what it tells you. Right? So search is shifting into LLMs. User adoption is going massively up, though most people don't know exactly yet how they can best leverage this tool for their business. So most businesses are using AI like they use Google. And the quality of the prompt, the quality of the input, is the quality of the output. So that's what I want to work on today.
Hey, Pep, something else that I wanted to point out that I think you're going to cover later is just the fact that, we covered this in our mastermind last week, the amount of purchases that are already coming through AI versus, old school SEO. This is definitely something we want to prepare for, guys.
So this is probably the fastest growing niche in digital marketing. It's LLM SEO, something that we are also really looking into. Because if you say, hey, what's the best natural skincare for me? What it will do, it will bring up a carousel in your conversation, and it will actually bring up a few pictures of selected products. So you being able to show up, obviously, in that conversation is incredibly, incredibly valuable. So yeah, I think that's a really good point, Molly.
Yeah, it's the future of commerce, guys. All right, y'all, the next segment is This Just In. So this is where we share a piece of news, very timely information that matters to the topic of today's show.
So this just in. So OpenAI acquired Johnny Ive's AI device business. Why is this relevant? For the ones that haven't seen it, this is the guy that is behind the design of all of Apple's products. This is the genius that's behind the development of the iPhone, of the AirPods. Now, why is this such a big deal? It's such a big deal because OpenAI, LLMs are shifting into hardware, into wearables. So right now we think of AI and LLMs as being digital on our phone. AI is going to be integrated in our life with actual hardware. So they are developing a hardware, a device that you're going to use day to day, and we don't know what it is yet. But I think it's going to be as big as a revolution as the iPhone was. And it might be a little pin or whatever, but AI is going to be integrated in our day-to-day life, in our hardware. And OpenAI acquired the design company for 6.5 billion, and no one knows actually what they're developing yet. But the point is that AI is coming into our day-to-day physical life as well. Think about the Meta glasses, right? The glasses where you actually have projections seen You can have calls as well. You can listen podcasts just while having glasses on. So AI is being integrated in our day-to-day life, which means as well shopping experiences will be integrated in our day-to-day life, in our surroundings as well by AI. But this is something that happened, I think, last week. They have a very funnel, by the way, announcement video where they have a serious bromance going on if you search for that in YouTube. But this is a really big deal because OpenAI is going from software to hardware, one of probably the most significant changes of AI, next to obviously humanoid robots that are coming on as well, because that's robotics and AI combined too. But that's a few years out.
Wild times. All right, y'all. So now we get into the meat. What should you do? And this is our action of the month. So these are the things and the process that we want to share with you today that you can implement in your business and as a marketer.
So Justin is saying in the chat, I just need AI to do my laundry. You are going to have a humanoid robot in 5 to 10 years in your house who will be folding your laundry. Just saying.
Justin, this was a topic of our owners meeting last week, and Ezra and I both expressed that we enjoy doing small tasks around the house. Like it's like an active meditation. So we will be rejecting the robots, but I think that Pepin and John will be welcoming them in their house. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
divided parties here. What do you guys think? Will you will you have a robot doing your laundry, or do you enjoy day-to-day life chores? 10 more years of laundry. Team chores. Day chores are terrible. Love it. All right, Pep, you can keep going, buddy.
All right, so now we're actually going to dive in how we're going to use this. So we're going to look at how you can save hours of research to create high converting marketing angles and hooks. Because actually doing good research is one of the most important things for your marketing actually to be effective. If you think about the button pressing, the execution, the things that we are all excited about, that's only going to be effective if our research and our messaging is actually good and if we have done that. Now, wouldn't it be nice if AI could do that for us? If you agree, type yes in the chat, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually do that. See. Thank you, Luke. All right, guys, let's do it. So you don't have to do this now. You can do this afterwards as well. But on our subdomain, ai.smartmarketer.com, you can sign up, create a free account, and get access to all of the direct response marketing prompts that we have right now. And we're going to be adding more consistently. Then there's a card. I'm going to show you that in a bit on my screen, which is called Research Hook. And it's going to open up a page with the Research Hook prompt. We're going to copy the prompt and paste it into ChatGPT, and we're going to use the deep research setting. And let me first explain to you what the deep research setting is, and then we're actually going to do it. So under tools, if you're using the ChatGPT 4.0 model, you have a setting which is called Run Deep Research. And what it then will actually do is it will go on the internet and will do the research. Now, the difference is that it takes a while to do that research because ChatGPT is going actually live on the internet with the context of the prompt that you're providing it, and is going to actually going through a bunch of pages, whether that is Reddit forums, whether that is blog articles. It's actually going through the research like you would do yourself if you're doing the research, right? Or maybe an assistant would do that and pull all of the research together. You can now have AI do that. And we would probably spend, when we would onboard a client, anywhere between 3 to 7 hours just reading and doing research about this. And now we can have AI do that for us. Have you used, I'm just curious, have you used the deep research functionality before in the chat? Just type yes or no, if so. Yeah, it's about 50-50. Okay, so that's good. So for the people who haven't used deep research, this is a great start. If you have used deep research, amazing. Then you're going to add a prompt to your toolbox to leverage that tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 15 highly specific hooks for a brand called Ink and Vault. Ink and Vault is one of our favorite agency clients. They have been with us for years and years, and we're going to use them as an example. So Ink and Vault is a product that sells basically productivity tools. They have a bunch of different products, but their main core offer is the dashboard desk pad. And maybe I have it here. I don't have it here on my desk right now as we're doing the show, but I have one here. So it's a productivity tool. You can plan your week with it. It's really cool. And we're going to use that to write the hooks for their customer avatar. And then we're going to turn that hook into ad copy, making sure that the copy that AI writes actually sounds like the brand Ink and Vault. Then we're going to load it up into the ads manager and have actually Meta AI create good variations with it. So if you're excited about that, we're going to start doing that right now. So step one, we're going to use the proven hooks from the deep research functionality. So let me show you how we do that. Can you guys see Smart Marketer AI? Just I want to make sure that my screen transition went well. Okay, so Smart Marketer AI. By the way, I built this little mouse animation that I like to play with. I think it's funny, but if you go to sign up, I'm signed in right now. Sign up, free account, create a password, then you can access the prompts. You have to sign up. If you haven't signed up, you cannot access the prompts. So what you can do is you can either click here or on the library where you will find all of our prompts, and you go to find hooks using ChatGPT research, and you can click on that, and then it will open up a page like this. Now, all of the prompts have a page like this, and they have a few components. First, an explanation. Second, the generated prompt. And third, on the right, the ability to customize the prompts for your business. So how do you use this? What you can do is you can copy and paste. In this case, we're going to create these hooks for the dashboard deskpad. It's important that for whatever offer we're actually developing this for, or for whatever product, especially because you can also use it for email campaigns or video scripts, we're going to give the AI context about what we're actually trying to sell. The easiest thing for you to do is just to copy and paste the description that you have on your product page, whether that's where you're selling physical products or services, it doesn't really matter, or software, just copy paste the description of what it actually does in here. Now, I've already done that here for Ink and Vault. So I've just copy and pasted the description on the product page. And what it does, it automatically updates the generated prompt. Why is that nice? Well, you just copy and paste it, and then you can copy the prompt. It's already done. You copy and paste into ChatGPT, and it's going. That's why it's so easy. Then we're going to also copy and paste the avatar description. So for Ink and Vault, their main avatar is women, 30 plus, someone who's trying to balance life and work. She is busy and trying to be productive while also having social life. And maybe she has a family too. She's a high income earner. She cares about mental health, physical health, and making most of life. You can be as elaborate or short as you want. The more context that we can obviously give, the better. Now, once we basically inserted that on the prompt page, we're going to copy the prompt, and then we're going to hop into ChatGPT, and that's where actually the fun starts. So for today, I have already done this. Reason for it, it takes about, let's say, 7 to 15 minutes for ChatGPT to actually complete this research. So I cannot do it live on this call. So what you do, you copy and paste it, and you want to make sure that whenever you copy this in the chat box with ChatGPT, that you select Run Deep Research, right? That's important. So it's super easy. You copy the prompt, you hop into ChatGPT, you paste the prompt, you make sure you have selected Run Deep Research. Then you click Go, and then it will start doing the research for you. Now, most often, it will actually ask you anywhere between 2 to 4 questions to clarify, hey, what is it exactly that you're looking for in this case? So in this case, it asks, what platforms are you primarily running ads on? Well, we're going to create this for Meta. Is this targeted to US customers only, or are you open to international audiences? In this case, we're primarily selling in US, Canada, and the UK. So I'm saying that. What are we looking to emphasize? Physical design, as a differentiator, or is it productivity the main angle? In this case, I just told ChatGPT, hey, emphasize whatever you find in your research will work best for our ads. And it also asked any specific competitor she would like me to consider in the analysis. And then I gave it a competitor. So what you can see here, it took 7 minutes. It did 124 searches through 22 sources to actually come up with these hooks. Then it will give you, after these 7 minutes, it's going to give you a few things. It's going to give you the research summary. It also is going to give you the actual sources, right? So as you can see, there are sources throughout this summary. Basically, ChatGPT is telling you, hey, this is where I found the information. And this is very interesting just to scan through, just to understand what they actually have done and where they got the information from. So what is basically saying, hey, what are the reasons people buy this? Then it's going through the different reasons, like regaining structure and control, boosting productivity, habit tracking, goal achievement, stress relief and burnout, clarity, memory, mental dumping, work-life integration in one place. And then it says, overall, the research shows that when marketing a productivity planner to this audience, messaging acknowledges their stress and aspirations. And I'm like, yes, exactly, right? We're selling a transformation. We're not selling a feature. And presents the planner as an empowering solution. That is what we find resonates strongly. Then based on that, the emotional payoff, we're going to actually create the hooks. And then it's actually giving me 15 high converting hooks. Now, it's super important that if you do not get the output that you like right away, that you'll just tell ChatGPT, right? Like, hey, buddy, I do not like this output for XYZ reasons. Do it again, for example. Or, hey, I actually really like these 3 angles that you found. Can you find me 12 more of these, right? So it's not static, it's conversational. ChatGPT is a conversation partner, it's a mentor. So that's also how you try to adapt that mindset to use ChatGPT, rather to being like, I don't like this, man. This is not good. No. It's really good. We just have to make sure we tune it. It's then explaining the actual hooks that it came up with. So, for example, doubling productivity, overwhelmed at work and home, because it's an empathetic question and it immediately connects with the emotional state. It's a secret weapon busy women are using to beat burnout. It's curiosity and social proof. Tired of being busy but not productive, a pain point question, etc., etc. Or like, for example, this is the one that I really like. These are 2 that I really liked. Stop using to-do apps. They're killing your focus. I love that because it's a controversial hook, right? So it takes you off your phone, and almost everyone you'll ask is like, do you want to spend more time on your phone or less time? Almost everyone will say less. So I thought that was a really good one. Another one is like, your phone isn't making you productive. Try paper. I thought that was really fun as well. And there are just a bunch of things. We don't have time to go through it. Another one
I
that I thought
love
was
the
really
Sunday
good.
night panic. That
Exactly.
Sunday
So
scary.
we're going to add variations with the Sunday night one, because I like that one most as well. Like, no more Sunday night panic, plan and relax. It's an emotional moment. I'm like, yes, like, this is
And
fantastic.
something else I want to point out that you're doing here is going through to pull out the more novel hooks, right? As marketers, we know when we see a hook, if it's something that feels a bit generic, or, oh, this is where someone's brain would go, when they enter this market, or these are words that we hear a lot in marketing. So I just want to point out, Pep, something you're doing is really pulling more of the novel hooks that we know are going to stand out, like the Sunday night panic.
Exactly. And especially if you're doing this for your own brand or for a client, if you're a digital marketing professional, and you have been working with this client for a while, you'll be able to detect this. Again, AI is not replacing us. It's a tool to accelerate things that we intuitively already know pretty well, but we just don't want to sit down and do all of these hours of research. So therefore, we use this. So I asked it to, it gave me the wrong output here that I wanted. So I was like, okay, generate a copy and paste overview of all 15 hooks. So that's where I did. And then I wanted a 2 sentence explanation of why each hook is relevant. So these hooks, a few are actually really, really good. And this is the start, right? So now we have so many hooks and we can ask it to create 15 more hooks. We can ask it to create 100 more emotional hooks, right? Whatever we want, we can do this. But for now, I think we have enough information, enough hooks to basically continue to the next step.
And Pep, really quick, I just want to add on something. I'm not as advanced here as you are, obviously, but something that I use at when we're in a similar step here, guys, and I think some of you are probably already doing this. If you've ever taken a class with me, you know I love using stats and logic in marketing. It's a great way to back up a more emotional hook. So, Pep, another step from the hooks you just had would be to ask for stats and pieces of information that back up each of these hooks. So I was on with a mastermind member yesterday. They have a new product coming out, really exciting. This was our first step, Pep. We used this to come up with the hooks. We picked 4 or 5 that we loved, and then we asked for those stats to back it up. It was solid. We pretty much wrote the headline, the subhead, and all of the bullet points for the sales page. So just a little bonus tip there.
Yeah, that's a really good one, Molly. Thank you.
Yeah. For example, I'm sure we could find a stat on how many people have the Sunday scary.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So next, we have these hooks. Now, if we actually want to turn this into ad copy, how do we make sure that we avoid the generic output with ChatGPT? So here's how we do that. So what you can do is you can generate a reusable AI brand prompt. Or basically, what we're going to do is we're going to upload a couple of writing examples or as much as you want. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT to analyze that. And we're going to tell it, hey, listen, analyze that. Basically, analyze my way of writing and then create a prompt for me so that I can copy and paste that prompt whenever I'm going to be writing next. So what you will be doing is you'll create a brand prompt which you will save somewhere. And then the next time that you're going into ChatGPT, you can copy and paste the brand prompt. And you can say, for example, hey, now write me these Facebook ads, but use my brand prompt so that it actually sounds like me, right? That's like in summary what it is. Now you can also use this brand prompt, for example, for a custom GPT, so that you can use the custom GPT, for example, to always write it or put it in your settings of ChatGPT. But for today, we're just going to upload the writing examples. Then we're going to have ChatGPT analyze it. And then with that brand prompt and the hooks, we're going to write Facebook ad copy.
I love it. By the way, 80% of Americans experience the Sunday scaries. Imagine that as an opening ad copy, text-based
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And you can use ad copy with that. You can have fantastic videos with it or just images like headline on an image. That's a really good one. So once you copy and paste your writing samples, again, it will dynamically update your writing samples in here. So the moment I put it in here, it will actually drop it in here. You can copy and paste it, hop into ChatGPT, no deep research functionality needed. And with the writing samples that I have here, which are, I think I uploaded 2 ads and like 3 social media posts, it's going to give you a brand voice analysis and your brand voice prompt. So what is ChatGPT saying about our voice? First, the tone. It's warm and enthusiastic. It's uplifting. It's positive. It's sincerity and heart. Yes, all of that represents Ink and Vault. It's conversational and informal tone, frequent use of exclamations, use contradictions. Actually, guys, fun story. AI is really good at at analyzing. This is so funny. We just did this on a call, analyzing text and how you write or speak. We created an AI version of Ezra that we actually released in our mastermind so that we have uploaded hundreds of hours of content of Ezra. And people will actually are able to ask Ezra AI questions about their business. And it actually does a really good job. Now, part of that, part of the analysis here on how Ezra speaks, because Ezra AI actually sounds like Ezra, is, for example, using the word dude or specific ways of pronouncing certain words. So AI is really good at picking that up. So the language style is really good. The pacing and the rhythm, it's fast-paced, it's energetic, it's bullets, it's short and skimmable, all really good. And at the end, the analysis, you just want to check it. It doesn't matter, obviously, that much. We want to make sure it's correct. But here's actually the brand voice prompt that we'll be using. So what you would do is just copy and paste the brand voice prompt. Save it somewhere so that you can always use it. So the next time you're going to be writing copy with ChatGPT, and I do think that there are better tools than ChatGPT actually to write copy. However, 80% of people that are using LLMs are using ChatGPT. There are 800 million people every single month that are using ChatGPT. So that's why everything that we're doing here, we have designed around ChatGPT, not because we think it's the best with everything, but it's what most people use, right? So you can copy and paste this prompt. And then next step is we're going to write with these hooks, we're going to write meta ad copy. And for that, we have another prompt in Smart Marketer AI. So what would we do again? Okay, we'll go to the meta ads copy generator. We'll copy and paste the product name, the offer. In this case, it's just a product description that I put in. The audience, so the customer avatar. For the ad format, you can choose specific ad types. So like problem solution or benefit or social proof or story driven, or you can say choose for me. In this case, I said choose for me. And then I can copy and paste the brand voice that we just generated. So again, we can copy this prompt and we can hop into ChatGPT again to write us the ad copy. And again, I've already done this because obviously it would otherwise take a while. So this is just a copy paste of all of the things that we now have step by step generated. So it gave me a couple of variations of problem solution, benefit focused, and these really look and feel very similar to the ad copies that we are running for Ink and Volt. It gave me 6 variations, and I'm like, hey, actually, I don't want 6 variations. I gave you 15 hooks. So it gave me for every hook an ad variation. And there it says I'm going to follow the following format. So hook, pain, solution, transformation, CTA. And as you can see, it's actually giving me here 15 ad copy variations based on the hooks that we have just generated. So we really like this one. Like no more Sunday night panic, plan and relax. That Sunday scary moments hit. What's even happening this week? With the Ink Plus Volt dashboard aspect, your Sunday nights turn into calm rituals. Light a candle, grab your pen, map your weeks in minutes. See everything in one peaceful view. Head hits the pillow knowing you've got a plan. Planning is peace. Make your week feel light even before it starts. And then we can just drop for example, the product page link here. What you can do then, basically with this copy, we're like, okay, we really like this hook. Now it actually sounds like the brand too. Now we can actually go test this ad copy. Let me hop back into the presentation real quick because I want to go through the slides so that I'm not forgetting anything. So we have done this. We've uploaded the brand prompt and the hooks. We have drafted the copy. And now, next section, copy this win. I think we can just continue with the last part of it, which is, okay, we've now worked with ChatGPT, but something that I said earlier is Meta is shifting more and more towards leveraging AI. Now, what have I found? I found that if we actually come up with a good hook and good copy, Meta will actually create very decent variations of that. It is very bad with coming up with the hook itself right now, right? It's not good with that at all. However, the variations that it creates are really worth testing because it shuffles words around in a way that you're like, that could actually work, or that's actually a fun thing to test. So what it does, it basically creates variations of the copy that we're giving it, or it creates ad copy out of itself. Now, we don't like that part. We like it where we have done the heavy lifting and have done the research, and then it creates variations. In the Ink and Volt account, we've actually had meta AI variations of our winning copy outperform our existing copy. So this is not like something like, oh yeah, this is fun to test. No. We've actually seen meta AI copy variations outperform the copy that we initially had. So I think that's pretty cool. So how do you create 100 performing ads? Well, first of all, we had 15 hooks, right? Based on those hooks, obviously, you can create as many ad variations that you have. But then you can basically do that times 5 by having the meta AI create those variations for you. It's not very complicated because you just copy and paste the ad copy that you just generated. And what Meta will do is it will actually create Advantage Plus creative text generation for you. And it's going to create 5 ad variations for you, right? So we had the No More Sunday Night Panic, Plan, and Relax, the feeling, etc., etc., etc. So what does it do? Tired of a Sunday night anxiety. Imagine entering Monday feeling clear, not chaotic, right? So it turns it into a question with the opening. Well, that's actually a pretty good thing that you could test. Sunday night panic, gone. Just a punchier way of saying it. Sunday night's getting you down. Okay, so the big idea, the concept of the ad, the hook is not changed, but actually it's generating variations that are worth testing. And I do believe that the name of the game of media buying is just going to be creative volume and copy volume. Like the AI is going to be fairly good at running the ads ongoing. Now, you still have to be in control right now. As time passes, we have to do less and less button pressing. But if we feed it the right information, it can create a bunch of variations of these things for you. And I think that's where actually how you can really leverage AI the best right now.
Hey, Pep, another layer on this too. I know we did this with Nutropol, one of our clients that sells dog supplements, is taking all of the reviews and testimonials and UGC that we have in written form and also adding that to this process so that a lot of the variations that you get are also words of customers. So I know that would be too much to have added here, but for those of you guys that do have reviews, you do have words of customer, there's nothing more valuable than using those in ad copy. And I don't believe that will ever change.
Yeah, I actually think it would be really good if we would create a prompt to write ad copy just based on reviews, and we would just create a section to upload all of these reviews.
Absolutely. And using AI to, organize those reviews to pull out the most specific ones, then now to add it to this part of the process. That's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. So Meta's AI tool that we have just used to generate the copy variations will also create headline variations. It will also create creative variations. I think the creative variations part is the weakest right now, but the copy variation and the headline variations are very, very much worth it to include it in your testing. Now, sometimes it also just adds really annoying stuff on your images, so you can absolutely be flexible and turn things on and off. But this is certainly something that I think you should include in your workflow. And Meta aims to fully automate advertising with AI by 2026. And I believe that's the case. I also believe that our job of marketers is going to be the strategy, keeping up the high level while we let the AI actually do the work. I also think that agencies, like we have Smart Marketer Agency, right, that we're shifting more towards being high level strategists, and that things as creative and copy will be more commodities, things that will be easily accessible by everyone. So I think that's also how we are already differentiating ourselves with our clients. And I think it will be only become more important. I also think it makes advertising much more accessible, especially for the small local businesses. Meta will basically be able to run their ads, and I think that's a fantastic thing. But yeah, that's where we're heading towards, and we're certainly not slowing down. So if you find this helpful, just let me know in the chat. We put quite a lot of time and effort, obviously, in the Smart Marketer AI, in the idea and crafting the prompts. If you create an account, you'll be on our email list, and you're going to get an email, let's say like once every few weeks, once we actually create a bunch of new prompts. So certainly keep an eye on that. And just let me know if this was a good use of your time and if this helped you to actually use AI in a very functional way in your business day to day. Cool. Awesome. And we've also started to upload the Smart Marketer Show on our YouTube page. So if you want to watch the recordings, if you want to watch this recording, I recently also recorded a video on other AI tools that I use day to day, such as an assistant that books my calls, that goes back and forth with people that I want to hop on a call with by email to find the time, all AI and automated. So we're recording more videos on AI that we're pushing on our that we're putting on our YouTube page.
Sam, why don't we use that call booking thing for me?
That will be really helpful.
I use AI every day and learned a ton from you today. Okay, we've got some questions, Pep, if that's okay. Kirsty, we miss you. Sean, we miss you. Lots of familiar faces here. Are you going to push the show and TMTP content into a GPT? Yes. Do you want to talk about that, Pep?
Well, actually, so I'm going to stop sharing right now.
Yeah, you should show the Ezra one. That's pretty fascinating.
So we're not pushing it into a GPT specifically. And the reason for that is that we have so much information that GPTs are not very good actually at being able to comprehend all of that information. They're not very good at that right now. So you need specialized AI systems to do that. Now, we have created an AI version of Ezra that I mentioned earlier. And if we have trained it right now on over 300,000 words, and we're able to train it up to 10 million words, and we released that in Mentor Table, our mastermind, we're going to do the same for Molly. And that's now how we're going to use that day to day, because it's a very good system that actually learns on the information rather than just goes and retrieves the information and doesn't have the context. So that's how we're using that right now.
It's fascinating, Pep. Ezra's, we're just getting started and it's already, 200 novels worth of information. And what's cool is the specificity of it. Like I was asking Ezra for a very niche business that sells information. I told him about the business. I told him what I was trying to achieve. And he crafted honestly a better offer than I did on like an hour consulting call, Pep. You probably saw that. That was fascinating. Nathan also, I think Nathan's still here. Nathan got Ezra to sing him a song. So that's a good use. But yeah, Brad, that's exactly what we're building. I think Ezra's will be a little bit more e-commerce focused and bigger, like business strategy, where mine will probably be more marketing specific, just based on, I mean, both of us have like 13, 14 years of stuff to upload, which is crazy. But it's really funny. You look in Ezra's and it's like uses a lot of profanity. It really catches on to the person's personality. Um, yeah, Ezra, yo, dude. Oh, do you have time for questions, Bob?
I do. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so some
Ciao,
people
Luke.
they're using Claude instead of ChatGPT. Any thoughts on that for writing ad copy? You might have covered
Yeah.
that when I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that Claude is probably slightly better at writing copy, especially if you don't give it that much direction. But this is something that I said earlier, right? The majority of people are using ChatGPT. They're not using Claude. They're not using Perplexity. Now, you guys are being business owners, are probably a bit more sophisticated with these tools than the average consumer. So if you want to use this process in Claude, feel free to do so. I use Perplexity, for example, for a lot of my research rather than necessarily. I also use ChatGPT deep research, but I use Perplexity as well, which is really good. Or Gemini is really good. Manus AI is exceptional for research, actually. It's a bit more expensive than the average AI tools. So there are obviously a bunch of things. And then you have Jasper AI, which has been there for years, right? Before ChatGPT released, which is an AI writing tool. But we specifically designed this for ChatGPT because that's what the majority of people are using. And if you want things to be effective and fast, in my opinion, you probably want to center around one tool as much as possible, especially because ChatGPT now learns from the dialogue that you had with it, right? Which, by the way, is probably the best retention move they could ever make. Because if you are switching over to a different LLM and it doesn't have all of that context of who you are, what you like, who you interact with,
Painful.
like it has all the therapy sessions that you have with ChatGPT, right? And all your childhood trauma, if you use it like that, you're not changing anymore LLMs. So that's why we've done it like this.
Pep, can you touch on the image ad generator and just any tools that we're using for the ad creative side? I know there are a few, and if you don't know them off the top of your head, let me know and I'll go dig them out of Slack.
Oh no, I do know.
Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, so one of the other things that we've also done is we created prompts that will actually leverage the image generation function in ChatGPT. So this is actually what cost the 400 million to 800 million users in ChatGPT in March. It was the image generator. I'm not sure if anyone has seen that, the image generation tool in ChatGPT, because it's actually fairly good. So we've created two image ad generating prompts. One of them is, I call it the product benefit. I'm going to share my screen again real quick so you guys can see it. So this is one of the best performing static ads for one of our clients, Pretty Farm Girl. So I'm going to zoom in real quick if it allows me to do that. Certainly does not allow me to do that. Yeah, there we go. So this ad, if you guys can see it. So it's just the product in the middle. It's with like a feature slash benefit headline, and then it has, in this case, five. It's not really benefits. It's more like important features about this product around it. So you can use this as well. Same thing. You're gonna put in your brand name because that's gonna come up here. You're gonna put in your tagline because it also grabs a little tagline. You can put the headline, which is this one. Then you can put in benefit one left, benefit two left, benefit three left. So 1, 2, 3. And then benefit one right, benefit two right on the right. Then it will update your prompt. You can hop into ChatGPT and it will create an image like this that you can actually use for ads if you also upload your product image, right? So you have to upload your product image. And we've tried this with a few brands, and it actually gives a very good Facebook product benefit Facebook ad as well. And we've done the same for, there's an us versus them image generator as well. So it will basically create an ad like this for you. You can do the exact same thing, just fill it out, copy the prompt, and it will create an us versus them Facebook ad for you.
Hey, Pep, any other recommendations on AI for static creative? Nathan said he's tried creative.ai, but felt like all it did was pre-drop my photo in a bunch of Canva templates and still had, yeah, that's how I feel about most of them too.
I really like the Ad Creative AI with the background functionality. Actually, I know we have mentioned this, I think, to you before, but this one is used as well, I think, by our team to create some AI statics. We can ask our brand manager actually specifically about this because she's really good at statics with
Yeah,
AI. But
speaks a different language. I'm like, I don't even know what you just said. You'll have to explain that to me. I know she's using lots of tools, even to build brand.
yeah, it's fantastic what she does.
Pep, is it easy to build a custom GPT?
It's very easy to build a custom GPT. Yes.
Cool. Any tips there?
So yes, and this is probably the best tip that I can give you on building custom GPT. You go into normal Chat GPT and you're going to say, "Hey Chat GPT, act like a custom GPT builder. I want to build a GPT for," and then just explain what you want to build a GPT for. Now write me the instructions that I can just copy paste for this GPT to be created. So you're using ChatGPT for you to actually write the prompts. Then you're going into just the OpenAI website. We can open that up real quick. Oh, so you use AI to write the custom instructions for you. Then you go here on the right, you go to My GPTs. Then you're going to create a GPT. Then you're going to copy and paste the instructions that you just have created with AI. And you just want to look at this. Do you want to upload any files, for example, examples in your knowledge base? Do you want to have web search, the canvas functionality, or the image generation on? If not, just turn it off. And that's how you have created your custom GPT, right? So we're using AI because AI has 155 IQ in any topic possible. So also in creating custom GPTs.
So Pep, this is probably a in-depth topic for another time, but my favorite use of AI is analyzing data that used to be so manual. So like, for example, a couple of months ago, we exported all of the paid media data for our clients from the last 12 months. And then over the course of like 5 days and a series of different prompts and experiments, we were able to analyze the data way more in depth than we ever could with a human. So what's working across the board? Why is that working? What's working for specific businesses that isn't working for other clients? Why is that the case? So keep that in mind too, guys, for anything that you want to analyze, especially, I mean, Pep has AI analyze our P&L every month, which is nice. So we get the P&L and then it says, okay, your profitability is lower because you spent more money in XYZ categories. Okay, that's a pretty basic use case. But remember, you can have AI analyze your paid media, your email, your website data. It's really fascinating what you can find. And you can really save a lot of time. That's something we used to do completely manually, Pep. So pretty cool. Is it possible to get the replay? Yes, guys, these always go on our YouTube channel, the Smart Marketer YouTube channel. Something else to be on the lookout for that we didn't have time to go as in depth today is how to prepare your website for AI search traffic, like Pep briefly touched on at the beginning of the episode. I believe the stat is that 8% of sales now online are coming through AI, which is pretty wild. Like this is happening now and will only be the case in the future, right? E-commerce is going to be Mollybot buying from XYZ company's bot, if you want to think of it that way. And right now, there are some really simple things you can do with your stores to make sure that you have the right input on the back end and the right amount of information, especially if you have a Shopify store, so that you are showing up in those searches. So we did a training in our mastermind on that last week, and we're going to provide a summary of that on our blog soon. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, it's super interesting. Like we said earlier in the chat, I believe that's going to become a discipline, Pep. Like this will be something that probably already are. There will be agencies built around this. There will be careers built around, the SEO of this new age, which is pretty wild, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it will be a whole new discipline that's emerging. And then with regard to the replay, so this topic, I've also recorded a YouTube specific video for. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll put in the chat again. So you'll have this replay, you'll have another YouTube specific tutorial, and it will be on our podcast. So you can go over this again and again if you want.
Love it. And okay, I think you answered what types of custom GPTs would be good examples. Is that what you put in the chat, Pep?
Yeah, I think the thing with custom GPT is like, think about when do I have to give ChatGPT a lot of context in order to get a good answer? If that is like a lot, and the task is repetitive, it's useful to create a custom GPT because all that you're doing is just providing ChatGPT more direction. The thing with ChatGPT is that it's has 155 IQ in every single topic, but we need to give it direction. And you either do that by creating a custom GPT, or you do that by giving it a role when you prompt. So you give it a role. So you see that all of our prompts on AI.smartmarketer have the following structure. We're telling it how it has to act. So we're giving it a role, then we're giving it context, and then we're telling it how we want output. Now, Luke mentioned this earlier, but we've been uploading reels as well on our Instagram, on Smart Marketer Instagram. So this one of the reels is also explaining this because this is how you get good output. So it's role, context, output. Now, if you already give that in the custom instructions of your GPT, you can just chat with it and it will do that automatically. So that's when you want to use a custom GPT.
Awesome. Something else I wanted to point out, Russ Henneberry's been mentioned in the chat a few times, Pep. If you guys want to go even deeper on AI, like you want courses, a community, our friend Russ has also been helping us internally just train and understand AI. He has a business called The Click. I just put the URL here. He will also be speaking at Smart Marketer Live, which is our annual conference in Denver. So tickets are already on sale for Smart Marketer Live. We would love to see you guys in person in Denver. If you enjoy this show, it is basically a live version of this show and just nerding out with other marketers and other business people. So Pep just put the link to those tickets here in the chat. Okay, y'all, any other questions before we wrap it up? I also, Pep, love all of the note takers that are here now in the age of AI. I'm like, how many people are actually on the damn meeting? Because more note takers join meetings
I
now.
know. People
The
just send their
actual
note
people.
taker. That's actually the one thing that annoys me. I don't allow note takers if the person is not there, but that's just a me thing.
Well, Pep, I'm just grateful for you. This is definitely not my area of expertise, and I'm trying to stay open. If you know me, you know I like the old school ways of doing things, but this topic is not something that we can ignore. Someone said I'm here with my note taker. That's good. There's a human present. Clay said, first time here, great information. Awesome, Clay. Yeah, the topics change every single month, but the structure of the show stays the same. So next month, it will be me solo, not about AI, but definitely about business and marketing. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks to our amazing producer, Arion, here on the call. He makes this show amazing. He makes sure we're prepared. He's the reason we have all of the engagement throughout the show. This is what he does as an agency. So if you're looking to launch a live show in your business, which can be great for community building, but also for generating revenue and selling products, definitely reach out to him. He has done and been behind the scenes for more webinars and live shows than anyone that I've met. And as always, thanks to the Smart Marketer team and thanks to all of y'all for showing up live. So we will see you always on the second Tuesday of every month. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next month. Bye, y'all.
Thanks,
Good.
guys.